I'm calling again, speaking directly to Robert, Maureen, Val, and Tony. And I'm calling and following up again on the land that Mom left. I'm following up again because this is I think it's my 6th request or more over the last 2 weeks. A very simple request. And the request is to ask, what is the status of the land? And I'm asking that you provide me with the information, a copy of the title, a copy of the deed, the description of the land with all the location. And the reason is simple. She left the land, and from my perspective, which is factual, spiritual, and that's the only way it should be, it belongs to all of us. In fact, it belongs to more than just the 5 of us. I'll address that later. It's very difficult to understand. In a family that you guys are saying, God, God, Christ, Christ, why would you be hesitating to pass the information on? Even more surprising, this is not the first time. This has been going on now for well over 20 plus years. People need to know. And I don't think you guys understand exactly what you're dealing with. But in an environment, the world, I call it the matrix, in families, you have injustice. And some of us just have to stand for righteousness, because with me and God, we're always going to be a majority. So we'll overcome everything, as long as I know I'm doing the right thing. And so it's very difficult to understand why you guys refuse to do it. Again, to give a background on the land, and there's nobody, no nephew, no niece, no son, no daughter, no grandkid. And none of you, certainly none of you, should pretend that you don't understand what the real issue is. The issue is this. Our mother died and left the land. And 20 plus years ago, 5 of us, Robert, Maureen, Val, Tony, and myself, Dexton, decided to build. We made a decision to build upstairs, downstairs, 2 and 3 bedroom houses on the land. I'm not going to stop repeating these facts. I already sent 4 hours of video 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago to every single member of the family, so you all are well aware of it. And for those of us who are standing for righteousness, those of you who really believe in God, the same Genesis 1:1 to Revelation 22 verse 21 God, if it is indeed the same God, you must all join me in standing for righteousness. It's not about family, it's not about siblings, it's not about bias, it's not about taking side. It's about justice, righteousness, and godliness. We must all do what is right. And if I'm the only one who is going to stand up and stand up alone, then I'm going to be very proud to do that. And if you all kill me, I don't care. It's going to be like Martin Luther King. We know what's right, and we are going to ask for it. We are going to march for it. We are going to demand it. If you assassinate us, we don't care. God is on our side. That's what you are up against. Okay? So 5 of us decided to build. We made that decision 20 plus years ago. And I'm repeating it because it's bare repeating. You already know. Stop pretending you all don't know. You, sons and daughters of Val, Maureen, Tony, Robert, you know. You know the truth. Or if you don't know the truth, go back and listen to this over and over again and listen to the video that I sent 4, 5, 6 years ago. If you really want to know the truth and the details, and you should want to know, listen this and you'll know why you want to know. So we decided that we're gonna build 2 and 3 bedroom houses on the land. Val did not have any money, as always. Tony said he never had no money. He was living in New York. Val was still in Jamaica. So Maureen and Robert and myself proceeded to put money into the project. Everything that it takes to clear land, to clean land, to do all kinds of survey, to get professionals in order to prepare the land to build houses. All that we know, Val decided that a part of the land need to be sold. And in this family, among the 5 of us, for whatever reason, due to bias, discrimination, partiality, jealousy, whatever it is, but I really don't care. I stand tall. They voted and decided with Val. Val was in Jamaica. They didn't see the land. To me, there was no justification why a part of the land should be sold, but his argument was it's infringing on a neighbor's property. Maybe it's a neighbor's property infringing on our property. So my thought was, why don't we buy that plot? Val decided and promoted that it be sold, and they voted. They all voted that they will sell that piece. So naturally, if we are putting money into the project to build houses, then naturally the part that is sold, especially from the person who did not have any money to contribute, naturally the money, when you receive it from the sale of that little plot, should go into the project. That's not what happened. Val lied to all of us back then, 20 plus years ago. Lying that the money has been held up by the lawyers. Lying until you can lie so much and no more. He subsequently had to confess that he had sold the land, got the money, and used the money. The project flopped because I have always been putting up with thievery and fraud and all kinds of just robbery. And I wasn't gonna do it no more, and I'll tell you why. So the project flopped, and so the land was never built. Because I decided that I'm not gonna stand for that. I'm gonna stand on principle. If you are indeed a siblings, if you are about reconciliation, if you're about building family, then why don't you always respect the decision rather than steal the money and work together so that it works, rather than always stealing the money from yourself for yourself? That's what happened. The problem is, Robert agreed with it, Maureen agreed with it, Tony agreed with it, because they didn't say anything about what happened to Val. They just really attacked me, saying that I was wrong, I was making the mistake, and I'm the bad guy. And I'm wondering, wait, I'm the only one who is honoring the agreement. I'm the only one who is always putting money into the project. And so the fact that they all decided to be accomplices and all decided that it was okay to steal the money, the project flopped. I have stated before that I have vision, so I don't know what they thought, but to me, I was putting my money into the project because, again, I had vision, and I'm saying if the project costs $10 million and we build it and sell it for $20 million, we can move on to project number 2 for $30 million, then sell it for $400 million, for $500 million, $1 billion, then we extend it to St. Lucia, to Trinidad, to Guyana, all parts of Jamaica, so that my kids will benefit, so that the uncles and nieces and the aunts and the cousins and the nephews and grandkids, everyone would benefit. Because now we will be millionaire, multi-millionaire, billionaires. That's my vision. But when one person, Val, in collaboration with Tony and Maureen and Robert, decided to steal it and nothing happened, then right away you have stolen from my kids. And you did, and you're doing it again. That's the reason for this day. So you stole from my kids, you stole from your own kids. If they're smart enough, they need to understand that that's what's happening. That is why some of them now can't afford anything. Because when we started the project to build wealth, Val stole the money and Robert agreed with it, Tony agreed with it, Maureen agreed with it, and told me that it's a sibling, so it's okay to do it. In the name of Jesus, I'm guessing. Okay, so that was a lot. What happened then is that everybody forget about it. I haven't forgotten, but Val went behind our back, obviously, and now started to lease out a portion of the land. The same land that belonged to all 5 of us. The same land that we started to put money in, 3 of us to build, the same land from which Val did not put a penny but stole the money. He decided to go behind us a couple years later and lease the land, and God knows what else he has done, which is fraudulent since then. Okay, fast forward 6 years ago. Out of the blue, I have my reason. I asked and posted in a text, what is the status of the land? I asked Val, Maureen, Tony, and Robert. Robert responded and said he did not know. Tony responded and said he did not know, but he thinks that Val has leased or sold another portion of the land. Val did not answer. Because Val is a structural deception. There's a reason why you don't answer simple question. Val sent me 20 texts just cussing me out. Why do you ask? Why do you want to know? You're asking like a police investigating. And Val went on. Honest to God, I have the records and I sent copies to Robert, Maureen, Tony at the time. I did not respond to one of those texts. The question becomes again, listen carefully, why did Robert again, if he's about brotherhood and reconciliation, if he's about siblings getting together, if he's about forgetting the past, why did Robert not speak up when Val stole the money? He spoke up to agree with Val. Why did Tony not speak up? Tony remained quiet. Why did Maureen not say something, say Val, it's wrong? They agree that it's a sibling. When Val responded by not answering the question 6 years ago, and I asked, Robert, why did you not speak up again? You're sending text about reconciliation and siblings and extending the white flag. Who do you think you're fooling? I've gone to the highest level of academic achievement that's known to man that they have created, doctoral studies. I've read my Bible with a higher spiritual standard, and I hold myself accountable. You can't fool me. I was born and grown in the ghetto, sold shopping bag and steel Coronation Market before age 10. Cut out the attempt. You will never be able to fool me or impress me with the lies and the fraudulent stuff. So I'm calling on you specifically, Robert. Something is amiss, and I'm seeing it clearly. If you're about reconciliation, if you're about brotherhood, if you're about extending the white flag, why do you agree when Val steal the money? Why do you agree and don't say anything to Val when Val decide not to answer simple questions when he has an obligation to pass the information, just like I would? Okay. So I left it again because Val decided that he's going to use bullyism and that kind of thing each time, and he thinks it's going to work, and that's why he responds that way. Structural deception, that's what it's called. And so we left it again. So the land again is sitting there, and I'm sure Val is benefiting from it again. Then all of a sudden, 2-3 weeks ago, Val came out of the blue, said he wants us to meet. And he wants us to meet about the land in Corville. And he wants us to meet to decide whether or not we are going to sell the land. Here it is again. I said no. If the land belongs to 5 of us, it's not voting for president. It's not voting for mayor or prime minister. A portion of it, our mom left it. 1/5 of it belongs to me. I don't need to vote for nobody. I know what I want to do with mine. I just need the details on the land to go claim mine. And I reiterated to them that there's no need to meet because I will never meet with my siblings ever again until I die on any matters of finance or business. Why? Apart from the lack of integrity, lack of honesty, fraud, thievery that they have perpetrated against me time and time again with the land. It has happened. Couple years ago, even more than 20 years ago, 30 years ago, if you guys want to know. You already know I sent all this in a video. Val was in Jamaica living. I was here. Val introduced an idea that there's some equipment that they're selling in Jamaica. People are using it. It's $2,500 a day. And I said, okay, we agreed that, okay, I will go ahead and buy the equipment and I will send them down. Val should clear them. And since it's $2,500 a day, people are leasing them for. He will lease them and then we'll split the money half and half. It shouldn't have been half and half because it's my money. But I didn't care about that. Robert, that's reconciliation. Robert, that's extending a white flag. Robert, that's brother working together. When you and Val decide to steal the money, when you and Val decide to defraud each time, when you and Val decide to be accomplice with Maureen and Tony, that's the exact opposite of attempting to reconcile. That's the exact opposite of sending a white flag. That's the exact opposite of what siblings would be about. So you're not impressing me with this nonsense. In fact, you're leading me to make a firm decision that you cannot be of God. It's satanic what I see happening with all of you siblings. It is. Because if I am trying to bring people together, I am sticking and honoring all our agreement. I am putting money into it all the time. And you are stealing it and accomplishing with each other to steal it and to defraud it and to dishonor the agreement. There's no fruit of spirit in all that. So it is very simple. I can't be the one who is not of God. And the Bible is very simple. It said, you are for me or against me. You are either of the world, or a friend of the world is not a friend of God. You are either good or evil. So which is it? You cannot be both, Robert. Stop trying to impress people. Other people are impressed. I know the truth and I'm not. These are the facts. And it speaks for itself. Okay. So now, I am making it clear that I don't need to meet for business. If you guys want to have rice and peas because we have been failing as siblings, everybody just steal each time I promote something, extend an idea, spend money on something. So I'm saying I'm not going to abuse myself no more. But as brothers and sisters, if you want to eat rice and peas and curry goat and dance, which is all we do, then I'm willing to do that. What's wrong with that? I also said, as far as your piece of the land is concerned, I don't care. Whatever you guys want to do, I respect it, I honor it, love it. But you can't decide for me what I need to do with my piece. Robert again sending me texts saying that every time they're trying to extend a red flag or white flag, every time they're trying to reconciliate, every time we're siblings and nothing is wrong, it's not a business. So therefore what Robert is saying is that nothing is wrong for Val to over and over again steal and defraud. Nothing is wrong for Val, Robert, Maureen and Tony, because we are siblings, to steal and defraud and to break all the agreement and to not honor them. That's what you're saying. You're saying because we are siblings, but if it were a stranger, it would not be okay. And I'm saying it's because we are siblings why people must honor agreement, why everybody must participate to build a legacy and to stop stealing from my kids and to stop stealing from your own kids and your nephews and nieces. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So that's where we're at now with the land, why this happened again. And this is my 6th or 7th question, which I'm simply asking, provide me with the details with the land. And nobody has answered so far, but this is not going to stop. Why is this important? The land now is worth millions. I mean millions. Because Portland and St. Mary are thriving in Jamaica. They are building roads. So the land is worth millions. I happen to know because this is how Val is. Val has spent his entire life wanting to take everything, not giving anything. And I have all the evidence to prove that. And you will hear some of them. But this is not the last, right? I'm not going to stop. I'm going to have to stand up like Rosa Parks said, I am goddamn tired. I'm sitting down in this bus because I'm human too. Or Louis who decide on the Thomas Petty Bridge that, listen, you can beat me, hose me, set dog on me, justice is justice. That's what you are up against. You cannot win now. And I'm going to fight for justice for this family and the kids and the nephews or nieces, even though they are biased and don't like me. But I love it. I love it when I'm not liked for doing the right thing. And I'm still going to stand up for you all. And so here we are with the land. So I'm asking you, nephews, nieces, your own, look in your father's eyes, each of you, and tell your father just do the right thing. Because it's worth millions. And what happened is that if Val decide to, like he has done in the past, he has been, apart from stopping the project, he probably did it on purpose. Now he has been leasing, benefiting from the land. Now he is striking. But Maureen and Tony and Robert, actually, to be honest, are idiotic and void of spiritual. They're just not, they're void spiritually. Because that has to be the reason why you're not able to just see the right thing and do the right thing and know that it's the right thing to do. What else could I possibly say? You're either devilish or godly, because it says that you're either carnal of the world or spiritual of God. If you're spiritual of God, which is spirit inside of you, you will know what's right and you do it. There's nobody listening to this. We should possibly say that when we come together as siblings and somebody put money, it's right for somebody to steal it all the while, and it's right for the other siblings to collaborate with that and be an accomplice to say, yes, it's okay to steal it. That's devilish, Robert. That's devilish, Maureen. That's devilish, Tony. That's certainly Val devilish, and you all know it. If you all don't know it, I'm telling you, then I'm telling you, that is kind of scary, because I know we're dealing with good and evil. And I know I am good as it relates to these issues, to these matters. I am the side of doing what God would want me to do, just like he sent Moses out to fight for justice. And we see it all over the place in the Bible. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to continue to stand for it because it's the right thing to do. Okay. So that's the story with the land. So I'm calling on each other to call on them to tell them, do the goddamn right thing. Why do I want my peace? I don't care that you are stupid and want to give it all to Val so that Val alone benefit. The reason I want my peace is it's worth millions. And the truth is, I can build houses on it. They're doing Airbnb, not my favorite thing. But my kids can have a vacation property if and when they want to go down. It can be rented. It can be sold. You're not going to steal that from me and my kids. Because you have already done that. All of you have already joined together 20 years ago when I put the money in. The fact that you stole my money, the fact that you already stole a piece of the land which I did not authorize and wasn't a part of, you have already stolen and you want to do it again. But going back to the equipment, to give another example, that this is not the first time. So I have been super forgiving. I have been super patient. I have been super godly, and I will continue to be godly. But it's people like us who are godly is going to fight until the very goddamn end with Christ. And we must overcome, because we are doing the right thing and we always will overcome. So I bought the equipment. I sent it down. The agreement was Val would clear it from the wharf. It's there 1, 2, 3 months. Val is linguistic and is all talk. So it's still on the wharf. 6 months later, I said, well, okay, I'm going to send the money to him to clear it from the wharf. So I sent the money to Val to clear it from the wharf. That was a breach of the agreement. So now you clear it from the wharf, you have it at home. We're on the phone conferencing every day. We talk Val again with his linguistic and his speech that, no man, Mary Jane Dictor Marari asking me about this 2,500 a day in my head. If it's 2,500 a day and it's in so demand, and I bought it and sent it down to you. I bought it from Home Depot over 20 plus years ago, sent it down. And I sent the money for him to clear it. So he said he had cleared it from the wharf. And I'm like, wharf. And I'm like, so why don't you just put it to use? Ask your nephews, your cousins, your sons and your daughters, Lyndon and Leighton. They were kids. I don't even think they were 10 yet. But they were going down to Jamaica, and I gave them a check to Gleaner Company to advertise the equipment and sell it at Gleaner Company. When they went there, I remember because I have everything written down. I have been the victim, so I remember everything clearly. And I sent these facts and all of these details to you all already in video. So you all know what I'm talking about, but it's fodder and it's examples of the raw thievery, raw fraud, and those who have been an accomplice to it. This cannot be of God. I have a right to say Maureen, Tony, Robert, certainly Val, you are devilish because your behavior is devilish. I cannot associate with that. Everywhere there is darkness, that light appears, darkness disappears. That's what must happen. Because I'm not going to stop. I am light. Not because I'm perfect, but in this situation with siblings, I'm doing the right thing. I'm honoring agreement. I'm putting monies in it. And you're always stealing it and agreeing with each other. Listen, it's gonna stop. You're stealing from my kids. You're stealing from cousins, nephews, nieces, and your own kids without knowing it. Because when these properties are not built on the land, then your kids are losing. You are so naive and unwise and just void of spiritual wisdom. You don't even know that's what you have done. I sent Lyndon and Leighton with a check to Gleaner Company. When they got there, they discovered that Val had already sold equipment for $19,000 each, is the figure I remember they told me, and kept the money. Okay, that's another example. Robert is well aware of this. Tony is well aware of this. Maureen is well aware of this. Nobody has ever said, Val, you're wrong. They attacked me for saying, Val, you shouldn't do that. Robert, here you go again with your naive, nonsensical, unwise, void of spiritual wisdom. You have to be void of God to be able to say this. You did not say anything again about Val and the land. You did not say anything but to agree with Val that nothing is wrong because he's a sibling to sell the land to steal the money. You did not say, Val, you were wrong when Val took my money again for the equipment and lied and I had to send the money to clear it from the wharf. You did not say anything. And when Val sold it and kept the money, you did not say, Val, you're wrong. You said, I am wrong again because it's my brother. People need to know exactly who you are, Robert. Okay? And for those Maureen and Tony who remain complicitly silent and not saying anything, you're just as bad. When you're not speaking out, you're agreeing. But not only are you not speaking out, you're always attacking me. So I am the guy who's not bringing things together. Well, all of those actions I just explained is an attempt to bring things together. And you have always breached the agreement. You have always stolen from it. Well, that's another example. Okay, 2 more examples. Val is losing his house in Jamaica to foreclosure. And twice, 2 occasions, one of them was way back then, 100 plus Jamaican dollars. I found the receipt. I am telling you guys, this is already well documented in video. It's all there. Loan money for him to save house from foreclosure. Promise to repay. Up to now, to today's 30 years later, 30 plus, those monies have never been repaid. Is that honorable? Is that I again trying to reconcile with a brother? Is that I again trying to extend an olive branch? Is that I again not being forgiving? Because I'm doing this to the land, I'm doing this with the equipment and loaning money. How is that not qualified as forgiveness? And how is that not qualified as I'm the one who is extending love? How is that not qualified? You see what I mean? But here we go again with Robert has never ever said anything again. He's well aware of this. Maureen is well aware of this. Tony is well aware of this. They have never said, Val, enough is enough. They have never said, cut it out, Val. They have never said that again. I have been attacked. I have been attacked for not doing the right thing. I have been attacked for being, I can't get it. So we can't both be correct. Okay. So we have the other examples. Everybody in any other family forum, whether it be Richard and Richard issue, or whether it be Finey and Natisha and the issue, or whether it be COVID, I am the one, you guys know that I'm the one who is always bringing everything together, organizing everything. $5 a month, 38 to 50 people, family on the WhatsApp group. We are there coordinating, start a $5 a month thing. I think it was Leighton's idea initially, and me and Leighton always come up with these things, and it was working. Except that, here again, I took my money, I went to the bank, I opened the account, I put my money in the bank, I registered a business on Sunbiz in Florida, I called the IRS, got a tax ID, got the family fund up and down, up and running, because we are thinking that $5 a month could do so much. Robert, how is that not bringing family together? What's so wrong about that? How is that not godly rather than devilish? You, Robert, did not contribute not even 1 penny to it. Maureen, you did not contribute 1 penny to it. Tony did not participate. None of you. It was me, Lyndon and Leighton who started, and Lyndon and Leighton eventually took their money out of it because nobody else was putting any money. I still have the account today with my money alone. Maybe 6, 7, 10 years later, where could that have been? That's another attempt. I'm telling you, Robert, you're devilish. If you do not have the ability to see the difference and to embrace all the truths and the facts, not just you, anybody who is listening to this, whether you're a son and a daughter of Val, Robert, or Maureen, or whether you're a nephew, niece, whoever you are, a cousin, if you don't have the ability to see the truth and the God in this, then you're evil. And I do not wish to be a part of you either. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to seek no friend. I'm trying to seek justice. I'm on the side of God, and that's all I care about. I don't care. Even my very kids, if you can't see the justice and the righteousness, and if you are not on the side of truth and godliness and family and want to preserve a legacy and success for the future, then you're not a part of me. I do not wish to be a part of you, and I do not care who you are. You need to know that. Me and God are majority, so I'm good, and I've always been good and will continue to be good, period. That's what it looks like when you have a heart of God inside of you. You can't defeat it. You guys are wasting time. So that's another example. Me alone will $5 a month. So if you're all a reconciliator, Robert, using big word, listen to me. I think you are even worse than Val to me. It's emerging to be, because you're supporting it and you're saying For me doing all of these things, you're pointing fingers, say, Val is trying to reconcile, and I am not. Well, those are the examples, the many examples I've already given. But let me tell you what Val is trying to do. You guys are so stupid. Val has been a manipulator. It's unfortunate because it's not like Val have any degrees at all of any sort, or that he is wise or have biblical wisdom, or clearly not the Spirit of God. But you know, it's not just God, right? The opposite of God, which is the devil, comes up with all kind of ingenious schemes. So he has you guys like idiots. You guys would be slave, and you probably are. What you don't know is that the reason why Val came up with this idea about the land and about voting and selling is because now he's at a point where he's ready to take over it all by himself, because now that he has killed all the previous plans, taken all the previous money, sold a part of the land, now he wants to go in for the kill. I know that. And you idiot thinks that he wants to meet, and you guys think that it's okay to sell your legacy, sell your kids' legacy. But I'm telling you again, do not touch my peace. I am so fair that I get all you want on your piece, and I don't care what you all do with it. Become billionaires. I'll help you to become billionaires. That's the heart I am. But for my piece, continue to leave it alone. Stop messing with it. Stop messing with my kids. I've already stolen from them and your own kids, but so be it. So that's what Val wanted to do. Come up with a proposal that we can sell the land and he will buy it. But he's going to make a proposal similar to the next point that I'm about to make. He's going to say, well, okay, I'll buy it. Let's say for 10 million, but the land is valued at 100 million. Why do I know that? That's what he did with Corville. Robert, it's another example. You guys are on the wrong side of Christ. You can't convince me. You can't fool me. Nobody else knows, but I know. So you're dealing with the wrong person, messing with the wrong person. And, you know, anyway. So, it took me 27 years after Courtney died, finding homeless in Jamaica. Val decided that when Finey's sister asked about the house in Jamaica, rather than tell him it's in a father's house, take it and figure it out. Val is always doing this. That's why he doesn't participate in any other family forum. He wants to take people on the side. The devil behave like that. The most minimum number of people who is in the loop and know about it, the better it is for him. Me, I want everything out in the open. I want all of Broward County, all of Florida, all of the United States, all of Jamaica to know about it, because I don't need to hide. What I'm doing is not nothing to be hidden. Everybody must know about it. Okay, so what happened? It took me 27 years to convince Robert, MAUREEN, Tony, and Val, and they were not convinced that the house should go over to Finey. I forced them to hand it over to her. Val again was living in it for free, all by himself, all the benefits. So that's another example of Val wanting to have everything for himself. Robert, another example, I've never come out and said Val